How things are moving very fast in this country clearly leaves me astonished. And for the second time, I fail to understand President William Samuel Ruto and the former DP Rigathi Gachagua's political theatrics. Could this impeachment motion be managed to shift Kenya's attention from the real issues affecting Kenyans like the Adani deals and the Shah? Now that this impeachment process may end up going up to 2026 or 2027, and here is why it may take a very long time at the courts. I've said it times above numbers that in regards to Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki's appointment, the professor of law does not meet the threshold of assuming the deputy president office as per the laws established. And this is in accordance to Article 137 of the Kenyan Constitution that categorically contemplates of the same. And one among the many reasons that put Kindiki's appointment ineligible is the existence of the IEBC and President William Samuel Ruto and his lawyers know all this. That is why President William Samuel Ruto went to the IEBC for Kindiki's approval. But we are all alive to the cognizant fact that currently there is no any IEBC in place. So that begs the question, who approved Kindiki's nomination? There is no the national returning officer, or neither there is the commissioners after neither there is the commissioners in office, and this came after Chebukati left with his entire team. So that begs the question, who approved Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki? Of course, there are obligations that are only to be executed by the chair of the IEBC, and neither can Hussein Marijan, the IEBC CEO, execute them. So with that, the professor of law is totally out of order. Another simple reason why the courts can bar Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki from assuming the DP's office is because Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki was and is still is a state officer. So that again begs the question, did he resign? Did Kindiki resign from being a CS Interior so that he can be appointed as the new DP? Up to this juncture, you and I know that he did not resign, so he can't assume the office of the DP. So up to this juncture, you can as well clearly see that the professor does not in any way meet the minimum threshold of assuming the deputy president's office. I find it quite interesting that President William Samuel Ruto's ignorance of failing to constitute the IEBC has finally caught up with him. He has now found himself between a hard place and a rock. If the courts follow the laws without any directives from the highest office of the land, I kid you not, Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki shall not assume the DP's office. And I see chances that this impeachment motion or this impeachment process may run up to 1 or 1.5 years. And this is because if the lawyers and their clients are not going to get satisfied with the High Court verdict or ruling, it's more likely that they are going to escalate this matter to the Court of Appeal. And if by any chance the verdict that the Court of Appeal is not going to satisfy them as well, I kid you not, they are again going to escalate this matter to the Supreme Court so that they can face with the Chief Justice one-on-one in that, and so that they will be airing their case. So that they will be airing their case before the Supreme Court. So if anyone thought that this impeachment process is going to be a walk in the park, or if President William Samoei Ruto thought that this impeachment process is going to be a walk in the park, then let him be told that as per the laws established, it may not end well for him. Because for now, this is the only country that is having 2 deputies, one who is halfway impeached and the other who is halfway appointed. And of course, as per the laws established currently, there is a lacuna because Rigathi is halfway impeached and Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki's assuming office was brought to a halt by the High Court. So you can imagine, if by any chance currently something happens, who is going to assume the president's office? So President William Samoei Ruto should just prepare for the worst from the courts, and that is strictly if the courts are going to follow the laws established. But from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. If you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. Thank you and may God bless you.